Morning Devasis.
Good morning, sir. Sir, connection होने कटी होती है.
The ninth chapter, introduction store procedure and functions. The objective is that after completing this session, we should be able to do the following: differentiate between anonymous block and subprograms, create a simple procedure and invoke it from an anonymous block, create a simple function, create simple function that accept a parameter, differentiate between procedure and function. Then you learn about anonymous block. This lesson introduces you to named block, which are also called the subprogram. Procedure and function are PLSQL subprogram. In the lesson, you learn to differentiate between anonymous block and subprograms. The agenda is that introducing procedure of and functions. Procedure function are named PLSQL block, are called PLSQL subprogram, have block structure similar to anonymous block, optional declarative section without the declare keyword, mandatory executable section, optional section to handle exception. Right. Up to this point, anonymous block are the only example of PLSQL code covered in this course. As the name indicate, anonymous block are unnamed executable PLSQL block. Because they are unnamed, they can be neither reused nor stored for later use. Right. Procedure and function are named PLSQL block that are also known as subprogram. These subprograms are compiled and stored in the database. The block structure of the subprogram is similar to the structure of anonymous block. Subprograms can be declared not only at the schema level but also within any other PLSQL block. A subprogram contains the following section: it is declarative section, executable section, and exception section. What is declarative section? Declarative section subprogram can have an optional declarative section. However, unlike anonymous block, the declarative section of a subprogram does not start with the declare keyword. The optional declarative section allows the is or as keyword in the subprogram declaration. Right? Declarative section रे तमरो declare keyword use करा हुए नहीं. सेठी मोरो is और as keyword को नहीं कि मोरो declare करा जाए. बुझला? Executable section, this is the mandatory section of the subprogram which contains the implementation of the business logic. Looking at the code in this section, you can easily determine the business functionality of the subprogram. This section begins and ends with the begin and end keyword respectively. Right? Executable section माने कौन? जे गोटे मु ब्लॉक देबी से ब्लॉक भितरे जहां भी मु स्टेटमेंट लिखिबी सेटा होची मोर एक्जीक्यूटेबल मोर स्टेटमेंट. राइट? एक्जीक्यूटेबल सेक्शन तो से ब्लॉक टा मोर बिगिन स्टार्ट हुए एंड रु मोर एंड हुए. राइट? एक्सेप्शन सेक्शन जोटी मोर एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग मोर दिया जाय. दिस इज द ऑप्शनल सेक्शन दैट इज इंक्लूडेड टू हैंडल एक्सेप्शन. Differentiate between anonymous block and subprogram. Anonymous block are unnamed PLSQL block. Subprogram is a named PLSQL block. Anonymous block are compiled every time. Subprogram are compiled only once. Anonymous not store the database. Subprogram store in the database. Anonymous cannot be invoked by other application. Subprogram named and therefore can invoked by the other application. Anonymous टा जेहेतु मोर unnamed मोर PLSQL block से से other application रे use हुए नहीं. बस subprogram टा मोर named PLSQL block से मोर other application रे मोर सेटा use हुए. बुझला? Do not return values in anonymous block. In subprogram block, if function must return value. Anonymous block cannot take parameter and subprogram can take parameters. The table in the slide not only shows the difference between anonymous block and subprogram, but also highlight the general benefits of a subprogram. Anonymous block are not presented database object. They are compiled every time they are to be executable. They are not stored in the database for reuse. If you want to reuse them, you must return the script that create and the anonymous block, which causes recompilation and execution. Procedure and function are compiled and stored in the database in a compiled form. They are recompiled only when they are modified because they are stored in the database. Any application can make use of these subprogram based on appropriate premises. The calling application can pass parameter to the procedure and the procedure is designed to accept parameters. Similarly, a calling application can retrieve a value if it invokes a function or a procedure, right? The preview of procedure, this one, create or replace procedure name, right? जदि तुम ऑलरेडी क्रिएट करछ ताले रिप्लेस करिवो जदि तुम क्रिएट करिन ताले क्रिएट प्रोसीजर नेम देन तार आर्गुमेंट रहला इज और आज यूज करिवो प्रोसीजर बॉडी तुम रखिवो procedure name is the name of the procedure to be created. Argument is the name given to the procedure parameter. Every argument is associated with the with a mode and data type. You can have any numbers of arguments separated by commas. Mode of argument, in out, right? In ta hochi moro default. Data type is the data type of the associated parameter. The data type of parameter cannot have explicit size. Instead of use percentile type. Procedure body is the PLSQL block that makes of the code. The argument list is optional in the procedure declaration. You learn about procedure in details in the course title Oracle Database 11G developed PLSQL subprograms unit, right? Creating a procedure, create table department as select asterisk from departments, create procedure, add tamara procedure name rahila is tar variable declare kala v underscore department underscore id department the dot department id personnel type, then name be declare kala begin department id re moro 280 value pass kala and name re se st hyphen curriculum se pass kala, right? insert into department रे insert करियो values तारा दबो तापरे output से show कला बुझला. In the code example, the add underscore department procedure insert a new department with department ID 280 and department name is st hyphen curriculum. In the addition, the example shows the following. The declarative section of a procedure start immediately after the procedure declaration and does not begin with the declare keyword. The procedure declares two variables, department underscore ID and department underscore name. The procedure use the implicit cursor attribute or the SQL percentile row count SQL attribute to verify that the row was successfully inserted. A value of 1 should be written in this case. That is the successful execute jati hela 1 return kari. Note that see the following pages for more notes on the examples. When you create any object, the entires are made to the user underscore objects table. When the code in the slide is executable successfully, you can check user underscore objects table for the new object by issuing the following command. That is select object name, object type from user object. Then the more dela tara kon deichi more object name deichi tara object type deichi kon मोर कॉपी एम्प्लॉई सेटा मोर टेबल डिपार्टमेंट मोर टेबल ग्रेड मोर प्रोसीजर जोडा प्रोसीजर टाइप दबो जोडा टेबल टाइप दबो बुझला. The source of the procedure is stored in the user underscore source table. You can check the source of the for the procedure by issuing the following command, that is select asterisk from user source when name equal to add department, right? तापर मते से pass कला सी value से pass कला. Invoking a procedure, begin tamaro eta moro procedure name and select department id department name from department where department id equal to 280 tar 280 thibo tar sabu value guda moro retrieve करके से शो करी बुझला तळे आउटपुट टा से देछि गोटे रो खाली केवल अछि The slide shows how to invoke a procedure from an anonymous block. You must include the call to the procedure in the executable section of the anonymous block. Similarly, you can invoke the procedure from any application such as Forms application or Java application. The select statement in the code checks to see whether the row was successfully inserted or not. You can also invoke a procedure with the SQL statement call procedure name, right? कॉल प्रोसीजर नेम कले तमे से प्रोसीजर इन्वोक कर परियो प्रीव्यूइंग फंक्शन the syntax is create function name argument dala return the type dala माने function टा को type रो value से return करो से पय तळे return type रहबो then is as function body मोर रहला the function name is the name of the function to be created. Argument is the name given to the function parameter. Every argument is associated with a mode and data type. You can have any number of arguments separated by comma. You pass the argument when you invoke the function. The mode is that is the type of parameter only in parameter should be declared. Data type is the data type of the associated parameter. Return data type is the data type of the value returned by the function. Function body is the PLSQL block that makes the function code. The argument list is optional in the functional declaration. The difference between a procedure and function is that a function must return a value to the calling program. Therefore, the syntax contains return type which specify the data type of the value that the function returns. A procedure may return value via out or in out parameter, right? Creating a function, create function, check salary, returns boolean is, right? Return kare boolean value. Dela ta variable dela, ta data type dela. Begin v employee number equal to T05. Select salary department ID into value salary department from employee tables. Salary department ro value ID ro value ta ko retrieve karibo and v underscore sal and v underscore department se store karibo. Kemiti where employee ID equal to v employee number. तो ये v employee number केते अछि 205 तो सेटा मोर employee ID को पास हला बुझला select average salary average भाग करिबो into average salary from employees where department ID equal to v underscore department underscore ID. If v underscore sal is greater than to v underscore average underscore sal then returns true, right? जदि salary जदि मोर average salary to greater than हला त returns true, otherwise returns false. कारण एठी मोर boolean data type return करछि, right? Then तार exception जदि थिबो exception से देखेबो no data found. The check underscore sal function is written to determine whether the salary of a particular employee is greater than or less than the average salary of all employees working in the same department. The function returns true if the salary of the employee is greater than the average salary of the employees in the department. If not, it returns false. The function returns null if a no data found exception is thrown. Note that the function check of the for the employee with the employee ID 205, the function is had code to check only for this employee ID. If you want to check for any other employees, you must modify the function itself. You can solve this problem by declaring a function, the function such that it accepts an argument. You can then pass the employee ID as parameter. इनवोकिंग फंक्शन टा हम काली पढिबा फंक्शन टा को इनवोकिंग करबा
सर एग्जांपल उडा देबे ठीक
हां मु बनै देकी देबी हला बनै नी बनै देकी देबी